Okay, did you guess? Did you figure out what he did to me? Okay. So I get on the plane and I go, and then whenever I could turn off airplane mode on my phone, I'm on the plane, right? So I turn off airplane mode at whatever point they say that you can. I start calling him. He won't answer. Right? Did you guess? Did you get you guessed, right? Yeah, he won't answer the phone. Yeah. Someone on a plane flying thousands of miles to come see this fucker, and he won't answer the phone. And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, wow, okay. And I looked hot, by the way. Damn, I look good. I should show you a picture. I had this hot red dress on. Oh my gosh, I look good. And I was actually thin, pretty thin. I look good. He's so stupid. Anyway, so, yeah. So we land, and then I'm trying to get, and then, because back to my empathetic, people can't possibly be as shitty as they really are kind of mentality. I'm thinking, okay, he's just a weirdo and didn't get my calls, and he's going to be at the airport terminal to pick me up, and airplane mode didn't work on my phone, and 8,000 excuses for why he didn't answer. So I'm walking around the airport on the phone. He won't answer. He won't answer. I'm calling him in every sort of way, texting him, calling him, getting on Messenger, doing FaceTime. I think I hit him up on Twitter. I mean, every possible way I could track this man down other than hiring a private detective. So he won't come get me. Then here's where I should have been a total bitch, but that's not me. And I didn't want to embarrass myself, because now I'm so beside myself. I'm so upset. I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm so embarrassed that I would allow somebody to do this to me. I'm just ashamed of myself. But if I would have been angry enough, what I would have done is I would have taken, an Uber to his house. That's what I should have done, and showed up on his doorstep. But here's the other thing. I had this really bad feeling when he ghosted me through all of this. I started thinking he's married, or he's living with something. And so he told me where he lived, and I should have went over there, but I was just so overwhelmed with these horrible feelings of fear that I thought, what if I knock on his door and some woman answers? That's what I thought. That's kind of what, So I didn't. I stayed in the airport for hours, calling and texting. It was cold too. I was in my hot little red dress. I did have a coat, but yeah. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of money. And I really didn't want to get a motel room, because, the whole plan was to stay with him. I should have been a bitch. I should have just went over there and knocked. I should have kicked that motherfucking door down and said, okay, well, I don't care whether you're married or not. I'm staying here for the night. Fuck y'all. That's what I should have done. But I didn't. So I stay in the airport until I get kicked out, basically. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And so I get a motel room. And my dumbass keeps trying to get a hold of him. Hey, got this motel room now. I don't know what your deal is. I don't know if I did something wrong. I'm so stupid. But I got this motel room, and I'm here, and please come see me, all that shit. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed of myself for doing that. Of course, 4 years later, what else haven't I done? What else have I not let this man run over me with? So, he didn't go. And so I stayed the night in the motel room, and you have to check out at noon, whatever. So I didn't want to get another motel room, and I had planned my flight because I couldn't take off work very much, so it was just kind of like a weekend deal. So I had planned it so that I got there pretty early, from the flight, getting there really early, and then an outgoing flight later, like the next day or two later, whatever, so that we would have a lot of time together. So I check out the motel room at noon, and then I don't have enough money really, so I go back to the airport, and my flight left at it was like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So from about 12:30 in the afternoon until about 7 o'clock at night, sat in the airport. I did stop calling him though. Man. And that was when I should have walked away. Why didn't I walk away? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why right now. It's not because I'm stupid. It's because he love bombed me in such a particular way. It's so evil when you think about it. He had got me so hooked that I was already in love with him. And it was real. It wasn't, I don't really I know you don't think that this is true. You think that I'm probably one of those kind of chicks that fall in love with every guy. I really don't. He and another guy are the only men I've ever loved in my life. So I don't fall in love easily. And he was just he just said the right stuff over and over again too. That's another thing that I've noticed. He repeats things in a particular way to kind of hammer it into my brain. It's more manipulation. So yeah, that's why. When he ghosted me for those 2 weeks, I should have walked away right then. I would have never, wouldn't have sat in an airport. I wouldn't be sitting here right now 4 years later about to tell you all the other horrible things he's done to me. I could have ended that cycle and it's a cycle. It's a cycle of abuse. And the more I talk about this, I think I'm addicted. I think I'm addicted to him. And, I had a really shitty dad, shitty mom too. So I'm sure that me latching onto this fucking maniac is, if I would have had great parents and not had problems with men and, felt better about myself and, all that kind of stuff, I probably would have. What normal person books a flight to come see somebody and then the person doesn't call them back for 2 weeks and then they still go on the flight? Normal people don't do that. So every time he tells me, there must be something wrong with you, why you would love a piece of shit like me, he's absolutely right. There's something wrong with me. So yeah, so that was the first tragedy that he did to me. So there you have it. All right, I'll tell you more of my stories. This is another episode of Baby Narc. Y'all have a good day.